What's up, everyone? Hey, last video I talked about the CSS profile. I gave you some basic information on the profile and what it's all about. This video, the goal is to compare the FAFSA to the profile. Okay, so you have a pretty good understanding of not only what they both are individually, some of the differences, also, as well as some of the similarities. So to begin with, the FAFSA, most of you are more familiar with the FAFSA, which stands for the Free Application for Student Aid, whereas the CSS Profile stands for College Scholarship Services. The FAFSA is a government program, whereas the CSS Profile is administered and governed by the College Board. The FAFSA is looking to help provide you with federal grants and financial assistance, whereas the CSS Profile is more institutional, money coming directly from the universities. And the FAFSA, one of the biggest differences is the FAFSA is free. It's a free application, whereas the CSS Profile comes along with a fee of $25 for the first university and $16 for every university thereafter. The FAFSA, on the other hand, is looking at things such as your general financial situation to kind of give you an idea of what you're expected to pay, your EFC. So it's looking at maybe your assets outside of your retirement portfolio, assets outside of your primary residence, assets that don't include things like your insurance policy, if you have cash value insurance or any annuities. It's not looking at some of those things, just more of a general idea of your financial situation and your ability to pay. Whereas the CSS Profile is looking at all those things that the FAFSA is not. So looking at your life insurance cash value policy, any annuities that you may have, as well as your primary residence, the equity inside that home, any other investment real estate that you may have, your 401k or IRAs, those assets, including anything that's like a valuable collection that you may have, such as automobiles, jewelry, trading cards, things that you can actually sell. So the CSS Profile is taking a closer look into your financial situation to assess your ability or inability to actually pay for college. The FAFSA is pretty much required by every university that offers need-based financial aid. They want to see they want to have an idea of your situation. Whereas the CSS Profile, and one of the main reasons it's not as common, it's not required by every university. It's typically required by only about 400 universities, and that number is growing. But those are usually your private universities and some of your elite public universities that require the CSS Profile. Now, both the CSS Profile as well as the FAFSA, they act somewhat independently of each other. If you complete the FAFSA and you get an EFC that generates from the FAFSA, it doesn't have any impact on your ability to qualify for financial aid if you complete the CSS Profile, and vice versa. Completing the CSS Profile does not hurt your FAFSA unless the information is completely different, at the same university. So one university that requires a CSS Profile would normally also require you to complete the FAFSA first, but as long as the information is somewhat consistent, they don't have any negative impact on each other once you complete them. Now, also, when it comes to submitting both, the window to submit the FAFSA as well as the profile, the window opens for both on October 1st, and that's usually the year prior to when you will be needing the financial assistance. So for example, if you're a senior high school this year, you're going to probably complete the FAFSA as well as the CSS Profile for your aid eligibility the following year when you're an incoming freshman. Also, both of them are required each and every year you're in school where you feel like you might need financial assistance. So it's not a one and done. You need to complete both every year that you feel you're going to need some type of assistance. Those are some of the main differences as well as similarities between the FAFSA and the Profile. Another one to mention is the FAFSA is for U.S. citizens only, okay? The CSS Profile is for U.S. citizens as well as international students looking to come into the U.S. to go to college. Now, just because your situation might seem promising on the FAFSA as well as the CSS profile, meaning you to them they feel like you have a lot of money, you have the ability to pay. Both situations could allow you to communicate with the school if there's some gray area. But the CSS profile tries to eliminate that gray area by asking more detailed questions to kind of get an idea of your overall situation. Hopefully this is helpful. We always say what you don't know can definitely cost you. A lot of families out there, you may not need to complete the CSS profile unless you're looking at, some of those schools that are a little bit more selective and that require, the profile. Most families would typically need the FAFSA and the FAFSA only. But with that being said, hopefully this video was helpful. If you like the information, please let us know, like it, share it, comment below. If you have more questions or you need more clarification, please do not hesitate to reach out to us directly, or you can comment below. Our information is in the description. Thank you much. Enjoy the rest of your day. And what you don't know can definitely cost you. We'll talk to you soon.